The champagne-colored envelope arrived on a Tuesday morning, addressed in gold calligraphy that screamed expensive. I turned it over in my hands, my coffee growing cold as I stared at the return address. Elaine Morris. My ex-girlfriend of 4 years. The woman who'd left me 18 months ago because I was going nowhere with my life. I opened it slowly, and there it was, a wedding invitation. But not just any invitation. This thing was embossed, thick as cardboard, with actual gold leaf accents. Elaine Morris and Vincent Caldwell request the honor of your presence. I read the words 3 times before the personal note tucked inside registered. Tristan, I know we ended badly, but I wanted you to see that I found my happiness. Vincent is everything I always dreamed of, successful, established, going places. I hope you found your path too. Maybe seeing what real success looks like will inspire you. Best wishes, Elaine. My hands trembled. Not from sadness, from pure, white-hot anger. When we broke up, I'd been working 60-hour weeks at a startup, barely making $40,000 a year. Elaine had been relentless. When are you going to get a real job, Tristan? When are we going to live like adults? She'd compared me to her friends' boyfriends constantly. Doctors, lawyers, corporate executives. I'd loved her despite the cutting remarks, the disappointed sighs, the way she'd introduce me at parties with that apologetic tone. This is Tristan. His, between opportunities right now. The day she left, she'd said something I'd never forget. I can't wait around for you to become somebody, Tristan. I need a man, not a project. People always ask me when things turned around. It was 3 months after Elaine left. I was eating ramen for the 6th night in a row, watching my bank account hover dangerously close to zero, when my phone rang. Unknown number. Tristan Henderson. The voice was crisp, professional. This is Robert Lawson from Apex Innovations. Your software design caught our attention. We'd like to discuss acquisition. I'd been working on a database optimization tool in my spare time, nights, weekends, the hours Elaine used to complain I should spend networking or building connections. It was elegant, efficient, and apparently exactly what Apex needed. The negotiation took 6 weeks. By the end, I'd sold my software for $800,000 and accepted a position as their senior systems architect at $175,000 annually. I didn't tell anyone. Not my boys. Not my family. I just quietly moved into a better apartment and kept my head down. The real money came later. Apex gave me equity. I took risks, made the right calls, and when the company went public 2 years later, my stock options were worth millions. But I still drove my old Honda. Still wore the same clothes. Success had taught me something Elaine never understood, real wealth whispers. Now, holding her wedding invitation, I thought about that lesson. Then I picked up my phone and called my boy Donnell. D, remember that Porsche I've been looking at? The Taycan Turbo S? Tristan, that's 300 grand, man. I know. I'm buying it tomorrow. Cash. What's the occasion? I smiled at the invitation. Just feeling generous. The Porsche dealership smelled like leather and money. I was signing the final paperwork when she walked in, 5'10", mahogany skin that seemed to glow, wearing jeans and a simple white tee that somehow looked like $1 million. Our eyes met. She smiled. I forgot how to breathe. Excuse me, she said, her voice smooth as honey. Is this the KN section? I pointed, unable to form words. The sales guy, Michael, jumped in. I'll be right with you. Just finishing up with Mr. Henderson here. No rush. She extended her hand to me. Simone Baptiste. Tristan Henderson. Her handshake was confident, warm. Nice ride, she nodded at the Taycan. You've got good taste. We talked for 20 minutes while she waited. Simone was a model, had done campaigns for major brands I'd definitely seen, though I tried to play it cool. She was in town for a shoot, staying for a month, looking for something fun to drive while she was here. You should let me take you to dinner, I said, surprising myself with the boldness. Show you the best spots in the city. She studied me for a moment, those intelligent eyes seeming to read my entire life story. You know what? Sure. Give me your number. That night, we went to Tristan Samuelson's restaurant downtown. We talked until they kicked us out at midnight. She told me about growing up in Haiti, moving to New York at 16, fighting her way through an industry that constantly tried to pigeonhole her. I told her about the startup grind, about building something from nothing. I didn't mention Elaine's invitation. Not yet. But by dessert, I knew Simone was something special. 2 weeks later, I'd seen Simone 5 more times. We weren't official, both of us were feeling things out, but there was definitely something there. Real, organic, easy. Everything with Elaine had been complicated, transactional. With Simone, conversations flowed. Silences felt comfortable. I showed her the invitation one night over wine at my place. She read it twice, then looked at me with those penetrating eyes. This woman is trying to hurt you. I know. And you want to go. Tristan, that's letting her win. Not if I show up differently than she expects. Simone set down her glass. What are you thinking? I laid it out. The car. The success story. Showing Elaine that she'd been the one who miscalculated, not me. I know it sounds petty. It sounds human, Simone interrupted. She's literally invited you to mock you. That's sociopathic. She paused. But Tristan, you don't need to prove anything to someone like that. You're right. I don't need to. I want to. She studied me for a long moment, then smiled slowly. Okay. If you're going to do this, do it right. You need a date who'll make her question every decision she ever made. I can't ask you to. You're not asking. I'm offering. Consider it my good deed. Plus, she grinned wickedly, I hate bullies. Always have. We clinked glasses. I felt something shift between us, a deepening of trust, of understanding. There's one condition though, Simone said. After this wedding, we never talk about her again. She gets one day, then she's gone from your life forever. Deal. I didn't know it then, but Simone had just become the best thing that ever happened to me. The week before the wedding, my assistant Roxy knocked on my office door looking uncomfortable. Mr. Henderson, there's something you should know about the Caldwell wedding. I looked up from my computer. What about it? Vincent Caldwell. He works here. My stomach dropped. What? Roxy handed me a personnel file. He's part of the night janitorial staff. Has been for 3 years. I recognized the name when I was processing benefits renewals. I stared at the photo. Vincent Caldwell, age 38, smiling in his company ID picture. The same man from Elaine's Facebook posts, always photographed in nice restaurants, wearing expensive clothes, posing in front of luxury cars that apparently weren't his. How much does he make? 32,000 annually, sir. I sat back, the irony washing over me in waves. Elaine had left me when I was making 40,000, grinding to build something. She'd found a man making even less, but he'd somehow convinced her he was successful. Does anyone know I'm on the guest list for this wedding? No, sir. I haven't mentioned it. Good. Let's keep it that way. After Roxy left, I called Donnell. Told him everything. Bro, he said, laughing so hard he could barely breathe. You cannot make this up. She left you for a janitor. There's nothing wrong with being a janitor. Honest work. I know. But the lying? Pretending to be something he's not? That's the part that's killing me. It killed me too. Because it meant Elaine hadn't just left me for a more successful man. She'd left me for an image, a fantasy, a lie she'd wanted to believe so badly she'd never bothered to verify. The morning of the wedding, I stood in my walk-in closet staring at options. Tom Ford. Armani. Bryony. I'd built a wardrobe over the past year, but I rarely wore most of it. Today was different. I chose a midnight blue 3-piece suit, custom-tailored, with a subtle pinstripe that caught the light. Hermes tie. Leather shoes that cost more than my first car. When I looked in the mirror, I barely recognized myself. Simone arrived looking absolutely devastating. She wore an emerald green dress that hugged every curve, her natural hair styled in an elegant updo, minimal jewelry that somehow made her look even more expensive. We looked like we'd stepped out of a magazine spread. "Ready?" she asked, taking my arm. "As I'll ever be." The Porsche drove like a dream. Heads turned as we pulled up to the venue, a historic mansion in the suburbs, beautiful but not extravagant. The parking lot was full of decent cars. Nothing special. Nothing that screamed wealth. We were deliberately 30 minutes late. I wanted an entrance. The valet's eyes widened when he saw the Taycan. "Sir, this is a Porsche Taycan Turbo S." "I know. Be careful with her." Inside, the reception was in full swing. The venue was nice, Elaine had taste, but I could see the budget constraints. Cash bar. DJ instead of live band. Centerpieces that were pretty but not luxurious. And then I saw her. Elaine, in her white dress, laughing with bridesmaids. She looked beautiful. She'd always been beautiful. Our eyes met across the room. Her smile faltered. Then she saw Simone. The look on her face was worth every penny I'd spent preparing for this moment. Elaine excused herself from her bridesmaids and walked over, her smile tight and controlled. Up close, I could see the fine lines around her eyes, the way her makeup couldn't quite hide her exhaustion. "Tristan," she said, her voice strained. "You came." "Elaine. Beautiful wedding. Congratulations." Her eyes flicked to Simone, then back to me. "Thank you for coming. I wasn't sure you would." "Your invitation was so thoughtful," I said smoothly. "How could I refuse?" "Oh, this is Simone Baptiste." "Simone, Elaine Morris. Well, Caldwell now, I suppose." Simone extended her hand graciously. "Lovely to meet you. Tristan has told me so much." "Has he?" Elaine's voice had an edge. "And what do you do, Simone?" "I'm a model. Recently did the Versace campaign. Perhaps you saw it." I watched Elaine's face carefully. She had seen it. Everyone had seen it. It had been everywhere. "That's wonderful," Elaine managed. "And how did you two meet?" "At a Porsche dealership, actually," Simone said with a warm smile. "Tristan was buying that gorgeous Taycan outside. The champagne one? We just started talking and she looked at me with genuine affection. Here we are." Elaine's composure cracked slightly. "The Porsche outside is yours, Tristan." "The Turbo S, yeah. Early birthday present to myself." A bridesmaid called Elaine away. As she left, I heard her whisper urgently to her friend, looking back at us with an expression I couldn't quite read. "You okay?" Simone whispered. "Better than okay," I said. "Come on, let's get a drink." At the cash bar at your own wedding, I thought. We ordered champagne and surveyed the room. That's when I saw him. Vincent Caldwell, the groom, laughing with groomsmen near the cake. Vincent was shorter than I expected, maybe 5'8", with a soft middle and a receding hairline he tried to hide with careful styling. His tux was rental, I could tell from the slightly too long sleeves and the way it didn't quite fit right across the shoulders. He hadn't noticed me yet. I watched him interact with guests, his laugh too loud, his gestures too big. Everything about him screamed insecurity masked by bravado. "That's him." Simone asked quietly. "That's him." "Tristan Henderson." A voice behind me. I turned to find Donnell and his wife Monica, both grinning widely. "Man, look at you." We embraced. I'd invited them last minute, wanting allies in the room. "Simone, these are my best friends. Donnell and Monica." Monica hugged Simone like they were old friends. "Girl, that dress is everything. And Tristan, when were you going to tell us you were dating a literal supermodel?" We laughed, drawing attention. I could feel eyes on us now. Elaine's friends whispering. Her family members staring. Then Vincent appeared, Elaine clutching his arm, her knuckles white. Tristan. Vincent extended his hand enthusiastically. Good to see you, man. Elaine's told me so much about you. I shook his hand, noting the cheap watch, the scuffed shoes. Vincent. Congratulations. Beautiful ceremony. Thanks, man. Yeah, we really went all out. He puffed up his chest. Only the best for my lady. I can see that, I said neutrally. So, what do you do, Vincent? His smile flickered. I'm in facilities management. Corporate sector. Very demanding, but the compensation's worth it. Facilities management. The audacity. Interesting. Which company? Elaine's grip on his arm tightened. Tristan, let's not talk business at a wedding. Of course. My apologies. Dinner was served, chicken or fish, predictable wedding fare. I sat with Donnell and Monica, Simone beside me, her hand resting casually on my thigh under the table. Across the room, I could see Elaine watching us between bites, her smile never reaching her eyes. The speeches started. Vincent's best man told stories that felt rehearsed, hollow. Elaine's maid of honor talked about finding the right person with pointed glances in my direction. Then Vincent stood up to speak. I just want to thank everyone for being here, he began, his voice wavering slightly. Especially my beautiful bride, Elaine, who saw something in me when others couldn't. Who believed in my potential. He looked directly at me. Some people are dream killers. They don't understand ambition, don't support growth. But Elaine? She's my queen, my partner in building an empire. Building an empire on a janitor's salary while lying about your job, I thought. After the speeches, the dancing started. Simone and I moved together on the floor, and I felt every eye in the room on us. We were magnetic together, and we knew it. Tristan, a familiar voice. Elaine's mother, Mrs. Morris, touched my arm. Can we talk? Outside. I excused myself from Simone and followed Mrs. Morris to the terrace. I need to apologize, she said immediately. The way Elaine treated you, the things she said when you broke up. I'm sorry. She was wrong. Mrs. Morris. No, let me finish. You were always good to her. Patient. Kind. Working yourself to the bone. She looked back through the window at Vincent. I tried to tell her. But she wouldn't listen. She never does. Why are you telling me this now? Because she's making another mistake. Vincent's not who he says he is. Mrs. Morris's words hung in the air. What do you mean? Elaine thinks Vincent is some big corporate executive. But his paychecks don't match the story. I've seen the bills. Tristan. Credit cards maxed out. Loans she doesn't know about. He's living a lie, and she's too proud to see it. My phone buzzed. Roxy, texting, Vincent Caldwell just picked up his check at payroll yesterday. Thought you should know. Does Elaine know where he really works? I asked Mrs. Morris. She thinks he works at some company called Apex. Executive level. My company. The irony was almost too perfect. Mrs. Morris, I need to tell you something. I explained it all. Vincent's real position. The salary. The lie. Her face went from shocked to horrified to furious. That son of a, she caught herself. Does Elaine know? No. And I wasn't planning to tell her. But if Vincent's putting her in debt with his lies. She needs to know. Mrs. Morris straightened her shoulders. But not from me. Not from you. She needs to figure this out herself. We went back inside. The party was getting louder, drinks flowing. Vincent was holding court near the bar, telling exaggerated stories about closing deals and corporate acquisitions. I caught fragments. Just last week, signed off on a 6-figure project. Complete fiction. Donnell appeared at my elbow. Bro, you see your boy over there? He's telling people he's the one who designed some software that Apex uses. Said he's basically running the tech division. My software. He was claiming credit for my work. Something in me snapped. Simone, I said quietly, it's time to go. But first, I need to have a conversation. I walked up to Vincent's circle. The conversation died as I approached. Vincent, can I talk to you for a second? Privately. He looked nervous but nodded, following me to a quiet corner. Listen, man, he said before I could speak. I know this might be weird, me marrying your ex, but I don't care about that, I interrupted. What I care about is honesty. What? Facilities management. Corporate sector. Very demanding. I quoted his own words back to him. That's how you described your job, right? He paled. Yeah, so. Apex Innovations. 3rd floor, night shift. Janitorial services. 32,000 a year. The color drained from his face completely. How do you? I'm Tristan Henderson. Senior Systems Architect. Your employer. You could have heard a pin drop. Vincent's mouth opened and closed like a fish. The software you were just telling everyone you designed? I built that. Sold it for $800,000. The 6-figure project you closed? That was my team's work. Tristan, listen. No, you listen. I don't care that you're a janitor. There's honor in honest work. What I care about is that you lied to Elaine. You let her believe you were something you're not. You're building debt on her name while pretending to be successful. You don't know what you're talking about, he said, but his voice shook. Don't I? Mrs. Morris told me about the credit cards. The loans. Vincent's face twisted. This is about revenge, isn't it? You can't stand that she chose me over you. She didn't choose you, Vincent. She chose a fantasy. A lie. The question is, how long before she realizes it? I walked away, leaving him standing there, his carefully constructed world crumbling. The rest happened fast. Vincent, panicking, made a scene. Started yelling about me harassing him, trying to ruin his wedding. People gathered. Elaine rushed over. What's going on? She demanded. Your husband works for me, I said calmly. At Apex Innovations. He's a janitor. Elaine laughed. Actually laughed. That's ridiculous. Vincent's an executive. Show her your pay stub, Vincent, I said. Show her who really signs your checks. The music had stopped. Everyone was watching now. Tristan is lying, Vincent said desperately. He's jealous. He can't stand that you're happy. I can call HR right now, I offered. Have them confirm employment details. Elaine looked between us, confusion morphing into something darker. Vincent. Baby, listen. You said you worked in corporate management. You said you made 6 figures. I was going to. It's a stepping stone. I didn't want you to judge me for. Judge you. Elaine's voice rose. You lied to me. For how long? It's not like that. I knew how you were about success. I knew you needed someone who had their life together. So you pretended? Vincent, we're married. We have joint accounts. Mrs. Morris appeared with a folder. 23,000 in credit card debt. 2 personal loans. All in your name, Elaine. All while he was telling you he was paying cash for everything. Elaine's hands trembled as she looked through the papers. You destroyed my credit. You lied about everything. I should have felt vindicated. Instead, I just felt sad. For all of us. I'm sorry, I said to Elaine. I didn't mean to ruin your wedding. No, she said quietly, tears streaming. You didn't ruin it. I did. When I chose the lie over the truth. Months later, I'm sitting in my office when Roxy buzzes. Mr. Henderson, Elaine Caldwell, well, Morris again, is here to see you. Send her in. Elaine looks different. Thinner. Tired. But clearer somehow, like a fog has lifted. I won't take much of your time, she says. I just needed to say thank you. And I'm sorry. You don't owe me anything, Elaine. I do. You could have let me figure it out on my own. Could have let me drown in Vincent's debt. But you didn't. She pauses. The annulment finalized last week. I'm rebuilding my credit. Got a better job. It's humbling, starting over. Starting over isn't failure, I say. It's courage. She smiles sadly. I treated you terribly, Tristan. You were building something real, and I couldn't see it. I was so focused on the appearance of success that I chose a man who was all appearance and nothing else. We all make mistakes. Some of us learn from them. She stands to leave, then turns back. I saw the engagement announcement. You and Simone. She seems wonderful. She is. Good. You deserve wonderful. She extends her hand. Take care of yourself, Tristan. You too, Elaine. After she leaves, I look at the photo on my desk. Simone and me in Turks and Caicos, laughing at something I can't remember. Real. Honest. Built on truth. My phone rings. Simone. Hey, beautiful. Hey yourself. Still on for dinner tonight? Absolutely. I love you. Love you too. I hang up, smiling. Elaine's invitation had been meant to mock me, to show me what I'd lost. Instead, it showed me exactly what I'd gained: self-worth, real success, and a woman who loved me for who I was, not what I could pretend to be. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's living well.